Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today is Saturday, September 6th, and this little clip is going to be the first installment in my bi-weekly grocery haul video. So there's not much here. It's about 8:45 Saturday evening right now. I worked until 7, and then I quickly ducked over to Real Canadian Superstore and then back to my work at 8 o'clock to pick my daughter up when she finished work, because we both work at the same store. For those of you that are new here, welcome. My name is Janice. I live and work in Manitoba, Canada. My primary job is at a Canadian grocery store chain called Sobeys, and I do some of my shopping there, partly because of the Scene Plus points program, and also because I do have a small staff discount, but I also shop a lot at Real Canadian Superstore for the PC Optimum program there for the points. And these items were from Superstore. I just did a quick run. I don't have a lot of budget to spare between now and next Thursday when I get paid, and that's sometime after that is when the next clip will be of my main grocery haul. But I just want to show you the few things I picked up. Most of these things were either things I needed or were just on my points offers. I did grab some pizza pops, and I know these aren't the most nutritious things in the world, so you might be thinking, oh, you don't really need those. No, but you know what? These are on my points offers, so I grabbed a couple of these. I think there was a limit of 2 or a limit of 4 on these, but I just wanted to get a couple things in the freezer just to have, it was a limit of 4 actually, $7.49 for an 8-pack. I just don't have the freezer room to have 4 of them, and I don't really need 4 8-packs right now. So I just grabbed these because they were on my points offers, $7.49 each, a pepperoni and bacon and a 3 meat. Cucumbers are on my offers currently, and I don't believe we have any of the full-size long English cucumbers in the house. So I wanted to grab those. It was $3.49 for a 3-pack. I grabbed a couple of bottles of conditioner. I don't know about anybody else, but I think it's like just a thing where a lot of people run out of conditioner before shampoo. I do have another bottle of shampoo in the house, but not any conditioner. There seems to be a thing where you always run out of one before the other. This is not on my points offers, but I simply needed to get a couple. They're $3.50, limit of 4. I just grabbed 2 for the time being because my budget is pretty limited right now until payday. They're both exactly the same kind. I know there's more than one variety, but I just grabbed these 2 just because I'm just not fussy. And then Playtex tampons. These are on my points offers, and they usually are like $10.49, or lately they've been down to $9.49, which is better. But right now there's a deal on where they were $9.49 each, or 2 for $16. So because that brought them down to $8 a piece, I thought, okay, all right. And again, like I've said in other videos, 2 females in this house, so obviously there's a need to stay on top of this. And 2 for $16 is the best price I've seen in a while, so I grabbed those. So here's what I ended up with. The Playtex feminine products, I earned 1,600 points and 300 points for the cucumbers and 1,500 points for the pizza pops. So pretty good. After tax, I spent $42.31. And that means that what I earned was 3,400 points, leaving me with a closing balance of 357,700 PC Optimum points, or $357 in PC Optimum points. And again, like I've explained before, you can only redeem in increments of $10. So right now I'm sitting right at the $350 mark of PC Optimum points. And if you follow my videos, you'll know that what I try to do is not touch these points before Christmas. I try to accumulate them and the Scene points all year long, and don't touch them until round end of November, start of December, something like that. I have $350 in points right now. And at Sobeys for the Scene Plus points, I have 200 or 210 points, or 200 or $210. I forget which. I want to say 210 in Scene Plus points over there. So unless the paycheck is really lean and I need to dip into the points, I try not to do that. I try to save these for the Christmas season because it's such an expensive time of year with Christmas cards and mailing packages and buying gifts and gift wrap. If I know that all my baking supplies and my turkey dinner supplies are all covered in points, and I can walk out of one store or the other with $200 or $300 worth of food for free, then that's why I do this. It takes a lot of extra pressure off at that time of year. And it's just a goal I have to work towards. So this is all I picked up for tonight. I will pause you here, and the next clip you see will be should be the main portion of my grocery haul, which will be filmed later this week. So stay tuned for the next part. Okay, so welcome to part 2 of my grocery haul video. Today is Thursday, September 11th, and it is 9:40 in the evening. I just need to get this clip filmed so I can get the freezer items that you can see here into the freezer. As I said, it's Thursday, September 11th. I finished work at 7:30 and then had a physiotherapy appointment next door, and then had to duck back into Sobeys because I wanted to pick these items up. These are pretty much all items. None of these were really sale items. They all had Scene Plus points offers on them, but more importantly, the majority of them, save for the coconut in the front, those 2 bags there in the front, pretty much everything else were part of the latest Kraft promo. I think this is at least the 3rd time this year there's been a Kraft promo going on. And the last couple of times it was a situation where if you bought 5 of an item that was part of the promotion, then you had $10 off. That's not how it's being run this time. For those of you that live in Canada and shop at Sobeys or Safeway, I believe that Safeway's doing it as well, this promotion is on just for a few more days. This is the final week. It's been on for a few weeks already. This is the first time I've picked up anything that's part of it. But if you live in Canada and you shop at Sobeys, go. This is only on, it's Thursday, September 11th right now. And the Kraft promo expires on Wednesday, September 17th. So if you want to take advantage of this, go. And make sure you get it done. I have a clear division between the bags of marshmallows and the cream cheese because I did this in 2 transactions. That's what you have to do in order to get the promo twice. You can do this, but if you do it all in one transaction, you're only going to trigger the promo 1 time. So just be mindful of that. That hasn't changed from last time. Whereas last time, if you bought 5 of an item, you got $10 off. This time, what they're doing is if you buy $25 of participating products, you'll earn 1,000 Scene Plus points, which is $10 in points. Or if you spend $40 in the participating products, you'll earn $25 in Scene Plus points. So I did basically the $25 version of it. Well, the $25 in points rather. So $40 in participating products twice. So I'm going to show you what I picked up. Most of these items were not sale prices. Normally, I probably would buy my baker's chocolate over at Superstore because it's probably going to be a better price over there because it certainly wasn't on sale at Sobeys right now. But because it's part of the Kraft promo, I was trying to get to that $40 mark, and so I bought them there. And as well, remember, I do also have a 10% discount. So over and above this Kraft promo, where if I spend $40, I'll get $25 back in points, remember, I also get a 10% discount on my first $150 spent every week. So that makes, for me anyway, you know, for those of you that are not employees and you just go in and buy $40 worth of stuff and earn $25 worth of points, that's great. But for me, it's just slightly better because I managed to get my staff discount as well on all of this. So what I did on this first transaction is I bought 2 mayonnaise. These are ones that I have seen customers buy, and the dill pickle one in particular has caught my eye, but I haven't bothered buying it till now. And I thought, you know what, this is one of the participating products, so let's grab it. I mean, this is the time to do it, right? It is, how much was this one? I'm looking at the wrong, no, this is the right receipt. I have 2 different receipts here, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm looking at the right one. They were $3.99 each. One of them is dill pickle, and one of them is smoky bacon. And, you know, it is September 11th here. Canadian Thanksgiving is 1 month away. And Christmas is just 3.5 months away. Well, actually, 3 months and 14 days. 3 months and 2 weeks. So before you know it, Christmas baking will be upon us, or Thanksgiving baking. So it is time to start restocking. So I grabbed baker's chocolate squares. I got 2 packages of the unsweetened chocolate. That's what I use in when I make my brownies from scratch. And 2 packages of the semi-sweet chocolate. All of these, let's see, all of them were $6.99 a package. As I said, you might be able to get them a little cheaper at Superstore, but I do have my discount, and these were part of the Kraft promo, so I was trying to get to that $40 mark. These jet puffed marshmallows were part of it as well. They were $3.99 a bag. These are the colored mini marshmallows. I don't know, for those of you that are in the US watching, if you make the same square that I'm about to talk about or not, or maybe it's just a Canadian thing, but a lot of people like to make a particular square at the holidays where you use these colored mini marshmallows and peanut butter and butterscotch baking chips. Well, Chippets is the brand we have here in Canada. So that's, I don't know if, maybe comment down below. Let me know if you guys make that same one or not. But basically you take butter and peanut butter and butterscotch chips and you melt them on the stove top, and then once you cool that a bit, you stir these colored mini marshmallows in, and then you chill it and cut it into squares. It's a very popular square, and as a grocery store cashier, I can tell you, if you don't buy those colored mini marshmallows now, by November or even end of October, you'll be hard-pressed to find them just about anywhere. So because the marshmallows are part of the promo, Again, may not be normally the best price. You probably could get them cheaper somewhere else, but because they're part of the promo and I have my discount, I grabbed 2 bags at $3.99 each, and those were the only 2 bags. Otherwise, I may have bought 1 or 2 more. So that put me up over the $40 mark right there. These 2 items were not part of the Kraft promo. However, I know that I need some coconut going into the holiday baking season. These were $3.49 a bag, and I might have just bought 1, but there was a separate points offer of 100 points for if you bought 2. So I grabbed 2. So here is everything I picked up on this. You can see because I spent the $40, I earned the 2,500 points. That's $25 in points right there. And there's the 100 points that I earned on the coconut. My staff discount was $5.09. After tax, I spent $46.67. So I spent $46.67, but I earned $26 back in points. Of the $46 I spent, I earned $26 back. So going into this, I had a Scene Plus balance of $21,228, which means I was at $210 of Scene Plus points. With those 2,600 points, I'm now, well, when those hit my account, which will be about 24 hours, I'll be at 23,828 points, meaning I'll be at $230 of Scene Plus points. So over here is my second and final transaction tonight. And once again, the cream cheese was not the world's best price. They were not on sale. However, they're part of the Kraft promo. So I grabbed a few blocks. These are going right into my freezer so I can save these for holiday baking, whether I make mini cheesecakes or a cheesecake or pan of taco dip or what have you. They were $5.19. They, obviously it would have been nice if they'd been on sale. They were not, but even so, I have my discount and they do count towards my $40. This particular bill, I spent more than $40. I kind of was caught between a rock and a hard place on this one because the Crave frozen dinners are part of the Kraft promo. But there was a separate points on them that if you bought 5, you would earn 500 points. So I was like, okay, well, all I need is a certain amount. Like out of pocket, I spent $57.94 on this transaction right here, what you're looking at. I technically only needed to buy 1 or 2 Crave dinners and I would have been over the $40 mark, no problem, and I could have stopped. However, I had to buy 5 to get the 500 extra points. So that put, in order to buy 5, that put me at, instead of $40, I was at 57. But I mean, whatever. Because then I thought, well, maybe I can buy the 5 Crave dinners and a couple other things and do 40. And then I can do 6 blocks of cream cheese and do a third $40 transaction, or just do a third transaction of $25 and get $10 in points. And I thought, no, let's just get on with it. Let's just do this. Not a big deal. So I did buy the 6 blocks of cream cheese at $5.19. Do the mental math off the top of your head. That's over $30 already. So really, like I said, I only needed 2 Crave dinners to put me over 40. But, if I only bought 2, I'm not going to get the bonus points for buying 5. So I then bought 5 Crave dinners. 4 of them are exactly the same because there's not a lot of the different titles, a lot of the different varieties are not really my favorite. So 4 of them are this bacon and egg scramble with cheddar cheese. And I think the very bottom one is a double sausage and bacon loaded tots. So those are kind of a lot of the other ones are not really my cup of tea. And no, I know TV dinners are not the most nutritious thing in the world. I know that. But these are convenience things. Like even right now, it's 10 to 10 at night. I'm probably going to have one of these for my late supper now that I'm home from work. Just, sometimes convenience wins the day. I mean, and each one of these were $5.69. But because I bought 5, I got 500 points, which is $5 in points back on them. And remember, I do have my staff discount too. Shake and Bake is also part of the Kraft promo. I bought 1 at $4.79. So here is the breakdown on this one. There's the 2,500 points for the Kraft promo, and then 500 points for having bought 5 Crave dinners. Staff discount was $6.44. As I said, I'm out of pocket $57.94. I earned 3,000 Scene Plus points, which actually is $30 in points. So my bill was $57.94, and I earned $30 back. So as I said, after the last transaction, yes, I'm at 21,228 Scene Plus points. But with the 2,600 points I earned on the previous bill, I'll be at 23,828, so $230, almost $240. And with the additional 3,000 points that I earned on this bill, when those hit my account, I'll be at 26,828 Scene Plus points. So I'll be at $260, or just shy of $270. So I spent, well, what did I spend here? I earned $56 back in points tonight. Let me grab my receipts again here. I just dropped them accidentally here. One was $46.67 and one was, what did I just say? It was $46.67 and $57.94. Well, even if you don't worry about the point of the cents, $46 and $57, $103, about $105. So say about $105 by the time you round up with the cents. And I earned $56 back in points. So basic, out of $105 that I spent, I earned $56 back. I feel like I did not too shabby on this at all. So, okay. So it is still September 11th, but it is quite late in the evening now. But I wanted to show you this before I pack it in for the night and go to bed. After work tonight, my daughter also participated in the Kraft promo. She picked herself up 10 of the Crave meals. And yes, I know TV dinners are not the most nutritious thing in the world. I know that. She knows that. We get it. But she's a 20-something-year-old who wants to have something in the freezer here at home for herself to snack on for a quick lunch, or to take with her to work for a work lunch if she doesn't have time to pack anything else. But whatever the reason, she decided to do this. And so she participated in the Kraft promo too, and she actually did pretty well. The Kraft, these Crave meals are $5.69 each. So she bought 10 because of the whole deal that if you bought 5, you get 500 points. Obviously, buying 10 at $5.69 put her well over the $40 mark. So she got the $40 that was required to earn 2,500 points, no problem. And because she bought 2 sets of 5, she earned the 500 points on each set of 5 as well. So she earned 2,500 points, 500 and 500, meaning she earned 3,500 points total, which is $35 in Scene Plus points. And her staff discount was $5.72. So off of that, she bought a paper bag and then the 10 Crave dinners. Staff discount $5.72, and she redeemed 5,000 points. So she earned $35 in points, and she redeemed $50 in points to pay for this. So she redeemed $50 in points, but she earned $35 back. So by redeeming $50 in points, though, she only had to pay $1.46 out of pocket. So although she redeemed, like I said, $50 in points, she earned $35 back and only paid $1.46 for this. So going into this, let me see here. After redeeming $50 in points, she was left with a closing balance of 2,916 plus points, meaning she has $29 of Scene Plus points left. But she earned the 3,500 points. So by the time those hit her account tomorrow, she'll be at 5,400 Scene Plus points. So remember, she redeemed $50 in points, but when those 3,500 points hit her account tomorrow, she'll be at $54 in points. So for all this, for 10 of these Crave meals, she paid $1.46, earned $35 in points back. Redeemed $50, but earned $35 back. So she did pretty well tonight. And she suggested that I tack that onto my video and share that with you. Today is Friday, September 12th, and I wanted to show you a few things I picked up after work tonight at my store at Sobeys. I was actually going to pick this up last night after work, but I was so caught up in trying to make sure I got the Kraft promos, I completely forgot that I had this cheese on my list. It's Friday, like I said, and our sale flyers run from Thursday to Wednesday each week. And as I was serving customers on Thursday and again today, I saw several people coming through with blocks of Armstrong cheese, and I quickly realized that the price was $7.97, so it's on sale right now. So I was going to grab some last night, but I was so busy worrying about the Kraft promos I forgot. So I picked these up tonight. Now, Armstrong cheese, even if you go to Superstore, like everybody says that Sobeys is more expensive for things. And for regular everyday prices, yes, they can be. Our sales are very good though. And our sales are comparable to just about anywhere else. When I go to Superstore, sometimes I buy this cheese there. Sometimes I buy their no-name brand too. It all depends whichever one is the better price that week. But when Armstrong cheese is on sale at Superstore, normally it's somewhere around $8.99, $8.97 a block. But if it goes on sale, it'll be around $7.97-ish. Same kind of thing. Very similar price to what it is at Sobeys this week. So I don't know if it's on sale anywhere else. I didn't look online to see if Superstore has a sale on it this week or not. I don't know. I haven't been to Superstore yet. What I know is that they're on sale at Sobeys right now. But even if they were on sale for the exact same price at Superstore this week, it's a better deal for me to get them at my work at Sobeys right now because they're $7.97, but that's before my 10% discount. So even if they do happen to be $7.97 at somewhere else, like at Superstore or No Frills or something like that, at Sobeys I've got a little bit of an edge. It'll be a little bit cheaper still. So I grabbed 3 blocks. I grabbed a medium and a Mexican Fiesta, which I quite like, and also marble. These are 600-gram blocks. Now, the only other thing I bought was 3 paper bags. We have birds. We obviously, you know by now, if you've watched my videos, you know we have parrots. And this weekend we'll need to clean the bird cages, and we line them with the paper bags. So I grabbed 3 paper bags at 25 cents each. And then that's the only other thing I bought. And then the 3 cheeses, $7.97, and then my staff discount of $2.47. So that makes that an even better deal. They're not just $7.97 each. I also have $2.47 off of all that. So I'm out of pocket $22.27. So I did not earn any Steam Plus points on this, but my closing balance is 26,828 Steam Plus points. That is reflective of obviously the points I picked up. The points that I earned on Thursday when I did the Kraft promo have hit my account. So I'm now sitting at 26,828 points. So I'm sitting at $260 of Steam Plus points. I'm actually just 172 points shy of $270. So not bad. That's what I picked up after work tonight. And that will probably be it for Sobeys. I just need to worry now about getting over to Superstore the next day or so and grabbing some things then from them. And then I will show you what I picked up. Today is Saturday, September 13th, and here's a few items I picked up at Sobeys at my work, after work tonight, after my shift. Depending on how you look at it, serving customers, it can be a good or bad thing. Sometimes when I'm serving them, I discover things that are on sale that I'm not aware of, and that can be a good thing because, hey, I didn't know that was on sale. I better go grab some myself and save some money by getting an item on sale. But it can also be a bad thing because it makes you spend money. So, but at any rate, I've seen several people buying these containers of these little clamshells of blackberries the last couple of days, and they are currently on sale for $2.49 per package. And so I decided to grab some. There's actually 10 clamshells here. The reason I bought so many is because I'm going to try and make a batch of blackberry jam out of most of these. I'm thinking that this should be enough fruit for a batch of jam. I'd have to look at my recipe here and see what does it say if it's listed. I think it should be listed on here. Raspberry or loganberry, blueberry, huckleberry, Saskatoon berry. Blackberry isn't listed on my list of jam recipes per se, but I can easily, what I've done, I haven't made blackberry jam in quite some time, but I think what I've done in past when I've done blackberry is I've just used the raspberry recipe. They're very similar, so I need to make sure that all these berries that I get 3 3/4 cups of crushed berries, and I'm pretty sure out of 10 of these containers I should be able to get that. And perhaps there might even be some left over, at least I hope so, just for eating. So that's my goal in buying 10 of these, is I want to make a batch of blackberry jam. Haven't made that in a few years now. I don't think I'll get more than 1 batch out of it, and that's okay. That would get me about 4, maybe 5 large jars, 500 ml jars. I guess we'll have to see. So at any rate, I bought 10 of these at $2.49 each. And again, I do have my staff discount. And then I noticed too that these trio of this rainbow pack of peppers are on sale right now for $3.99, so I grabbed one of those. So I'll show you what happened here. Unfortunately for me, I did buy 1 paper bag. Unfortunately, though, I have maxed out my weekly cap, my weekly employee discount, so I didn't get like the full discount on this, but I did get a little bit off. I got 76 cents off of this, so still not bad. I still saved a little bit. You know, obviously, there's the sale on the berries to begin with, and 76 cents is better than nothing. So for this little order, I spent $28.41. Did not earn any points, but that still has me sitting at the $260 mark of Steam Plus points. Now, my weekly employee discount, that goes from Monday to Sunday every week. I just dropped my receipt here, and I'll show you at the bottom here. I've got nothing left. It's Saturday night right now. I'm not planning on buying anything at work tomorrow. Anything else I buy after this is going to be at Superstore, so that'll be the next and final clip in this video. But just wanted to share what I picked up tonight. Most of these will go into a batch of jam, hopefully, and then with any luck, there'll be some left over just for eating. Today is Tuesday, September 16th, and this is going to be the final part of this particular grocery haul video. It is actually, even though it's mid-September, it is quite warm outside. It's like 24 degrees Celsius, which I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but it is pretty warm. The thing is, it's humid too, so I'm very sticky. I worked at the school today at lunchtime, which meant half an hour outside, and it's just very warm. So I went into Superstore afterwards, and I was very thankful for the air conditioning in there. Most of these items, there's a few things that had points offers on them, but some of them were things I just needed. And yes, you can see already there's some cookies and some chips and goodies there and stuff that are not essentials by any means. And no, they're not nutritious things, but they're either snack items or things that my husband likes or things for work lunches or what have you. So just, no judgment, please, on any of the non-essentials. I mean, everybody likes a treat once in a while. And some of these things are going to be going into work lunches. But as you can see further down the line, there are some fruits and veggies. There is a bit of produce down there. So let me just show you what I got. I had a points offer for Ziploc bags. And over and above that, there was also a points offer for any kind of food wrap. Or I looked at the specifics of the offer, and I think it was 2,500 points if you spent $25, and that included things like Ziploc bags, Saran wrap, tinfoil, parchment paper. Now these two packages of Ziploc baggies were each $9.97. Limit of 4. I only bought the 2 because I just don't have an unlimited budget right now. It's another week till payday, and this particular paycheck from last week is lower than normal because I had a week off in there. So technically I only had 1 week's pay on that paycheck. So I really didn't want to go too crazy. Otherwise, if I had, I probably could have easily, with these 2 packages of Ziploc baggies back here, these are large and these are sandwich bags because these are like the club pack ones. There was a limit of 4. If I would have bought 2 more, that would have been like another $20. And I didn't buy any saran wrap or tinfoil. I could have easily done that and done the $25 thing twice and gotten 5,000 points instead of 2,500. But I did have to somewhat watch my budget a little bit. As you can see, I did get a few non-essentials, but I just couldn't go as completely crazy as I would have liked to take advantage of that offer. But I did get points just simply for buying the Ziploc freezer bags for the large and the sandwich. And then I did hit the $25, well, over that actually, because I think it was just under 20 for those 2 boxes. And then I think the parchment paper was, that was $12.99. So I was well over the $25 to get the 2,500 points on those. So I did, the parchment paper was $12.99, as I said, and the 2 boxes of Ziploc bags were $9.97 each. I bought 1 can of evaporated milk for $1.89. Anything that's yellow packaging at the black bar that says no name is store brand. I bought that because I found a pumpkin dessert type recipe online that calls for evaporated milk. And I have lots of baking stuff in the house, but I'm not sure that I have that. What else? The Rice Krispies, these are $9.99, limit of 3. Just going to buy the 1 because that's not an essential thing. Sometime when I have time, I'll just whip up a pan of Rice Krispie squares rather than buying these. But for right now, we just don't have a lot of little handy things to throw in the work lunches at the moment. So that was just something easy. And the same thing with these cookies. These were $1.88, limit of 1. Now, these are supposed to, they'll be going in work lunches, but they were also kind of like a childhood throwback in a lot of ways. And it says new on the packaging only because I don't think we had the caramel flavor when I was a child. But they did have original, they did have strawberry, but just because the caramel was something new, I decided to give it a try. And you know what? Like I said, it's not a nutritious thing. They can go in work lunches. And I mean, $1.88, it wasn't much of an expense. So I thought that's an easy thing to have. Throw a couple in a Ziploc bag in my lunch each day for work or to have at home. And it'll be fine. It'll be a nice little snack to try. And then my husband requested these Old Dutch Ridgie's Extra Honey Barbecue. And I was just going to grab them the 1 bag, but they were 2 for $7. So I thought, okay, well, otherwise they're $3.99 each. So I thought, well, let's do it that way. And then I did have a points offer for Doritos. I just grabbed 1 bag because it was a limit of 1, $3.46. And my daughter has had a container of jujubes in her bedroom that she's been snacking on. And it's been very tempting for me to dip into them too. And I'm trying not to do that. So when I came, these are right at the end of the produce aisle for $5. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to grab my own because I can also throw a few of these in a Ziploc sandwich bag to take to work along with some cookies, and that'll be my snack. So that hopefully I can pace myself on those because they are kind of a nice little treat. Then I grabbed a coffee creamer. It came up on my receipt as seasonal, but it was $5. Yeah, so I guess it is seasonal because it is a fall flavor. It is pumpkin spice, limited edition. And then 4 liters of 1% milk for $5.83. And then bananas back here, I believe these were 78 cents a pound. They were $2.02. Iceberg lettuce was $2.99. 2 pounds of strawberries, these were $7.94. Oh, and my tomatoes. At Tomato Roma, these were $1.86. And then over here, a $10 package of popcorn chicken bites. I've had these in previous grocery haul videos. I like to have these on hand. If we don't have anything else thought out for supper, we can just quickly cook up a pan of these and some French fries, or for lunch, or what have you. Or sometimes, like today, I would cook up a pan this afternoon and have some available to take to work tomorrow on my lunch. You know, just something convenient, something easy to have on hand. 4 packages of luncheon meat. These are $3.50 each. I grabbed an oven roasted chicken breast, cooked ham, smoked turkey kielbasa, and some rotisserie style chicken. And then finally, some vitamins. These are on sale for $14.79 right now. And I needed some new food containers. So these are 10-piece sets of 5 pieces, 5 round dishes and 5 lids, and 5 rectangular dishes and 5 lids. $6 for those and $6 for the round ones as well. So here is the breakdown of my points that I earned today. I earned the continuity offer. That's for if you spend $25 on food wrap, earn the 2,500 points, 300 points on Doritos, and then just from Ziploc bags being on my regular weekly PC Optimum offers, I earned 2,000 points. So after tax, I spent $147.08. So where am I sitting here? I earned 4,800 points, leaving me the closing balance of 362,500 points, which means I now am at the $360 mark of PC Optimum points. And right after this, I went to the Superstore gas bar, put $20 of gas in, and you earn points on that too. And I don't have my receipt handy for that, but I believe I earned 525 points. I believe that was it, or it was like around 500, 520, 525, something like that. So that would have me at, well, if I'm sitting at 362,500 at the end of my groceries, then I should be sitting at about 363,000 points after putting some gas in. So that's where I'm at. I'm at $360 of PC Optimum points, and I'm doing well accumulating my Scene Plus points over at Sobeys as well. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know there's some junk food in this, I know, but there is also some good stuff too. I was going to get some grapes, but the only grape, because they were actually on sale, I think $3.44 a pound, but the only ones I saw were the green grapes, and my husband is quite particular. He really only likes the red. I don't mind either, but I kind of prefer the red too, so I let that go because I didn't see any red grapes at all. And I was going to get some of my no-name brand white bread, but it wasn't on my offers, but also they didn't have any at all. So I'm just going to wait. Maybe I still have some bread in the bread box. I don't have another loaf in the freezer, which is why I wanted to buy one. But I'm hoping that maybe in a day or two, if I happen to pop back into Superstore for anything else, they'll have more in stock. And if not, I'll just grab some Compliments bread next time at Sobeys. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And thank you for those that have recently subscribed and for those who have been with me for a long, long time. I really appreciate it. Every view, every like, every positive comment down below is welcome and certainly helps my channel out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you're having a great week and that you're off to a smooth start to fall wherever you are as well. It is September 15th here, so it is only 3 months and 10 days till Christmas, if you can believe that. But that being said, I'm not in any hurry for it to turn frigid cold just yet. So I need to get going because I'm still going to make my blackberry jam yet this afternoon. And then I have to go shower, and my daughter and I are off to the Keith Urban concert tonight. So have a great week, everybody. Make sure you're subscribed and your notification bell is turned on. So next time I post something, you'll be the first to know. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a great week.